Are you calling me a slut? How dare you? And you call yourself a fucking bailiff?
Hello everyone and welcome back. Last time we saw Henry dismantle the counterfeiting operation. In doing so, he deprived the Rosenbergs of an excellent operator by convincing Ulrich to go into hiding. That deprives the bandits of their source of income, and the pause gives Henry a chance to work in improving his own income at Prybyslavitz. On arriving back at the village, he starts to see the effects of the work he did outside. Raspberry is now working at the lumberyard.
I've got splinters up to my arse as usual, but it's nice here, cozy like.
Good luck then.
And of course the ever cheerful Kunesh.
Well, Kunesh, how are you getting on here in the village?
Village, you call it? It's an armpit. But at least no one's bothering me here. Not until now, anyway.
Oh well, that's about the best welcome Henry could have expected from Kunesh anyway. He's working hard and making a positive contribution, so it might be best to just leave him alone. The cattle he arranged from the butcher at Ledechko are also peaceably grazing the newly cleared fields. One of them kind of looks strange, but Henry did get them at half price, so I guess he got what he paid for, even if they seem a little possessed. The trading post has been similarly busy. Here's the grain from Sampesh. Hopefully it's not as nutty as their bailiff. Looks like Cornelius is already showing his administrative skills.
I won't lie, it's a shithole, and it's been a shithole most of my life. But we'll do something about that, right? And if you ever want someone to take over your bailiffing duties, let me know. Good.
Have to keep an eye on this. Henry might find himself out in his arse if he's not careful. Word has spread that the bailiff is back, and people are queuing up to get the grievances heard after his absence. Henry puts on his best and prettiest clothing and gets to judging.
What's the matter here?
This bitch here tried to kill me. Have her clapped in the stocks where she belongs.
That's not true, Master Bailiff, sir. He got drunk, like he always does, and ate who knows what kind of slop somewhere.
You know very well what it was what poisoned me. You're trying to get rid of me and don't think I don't know it.
Enough, one at a time. Tell me what happened. What makes you think she tried to poison you?
She hates me. She wants to put me in the ground and then take the farm. I can see it in her eyes. She's just wishing for the day I'm dead. But she'll never see it, because I'll throw her out on her ear.
Throw me out? From my own home? You useless ale-swilling pig! Have you forgotten who got you a roof over your head?
Just look at her, sir. You can see for yourself what a harpy she is. I came home after 1 or 2 ales at the tavern, ate my supper, what was left on the table for me, and went to bed. And in the morning, I woke up with my guts in agony. My head was on fire. I thought my last hour had come. If it wasn't for the old herb woman, she'd already have me in the ground.
Have you forgotten the part about battering me and throwing up in the doorway?
Shut your mouth, you whore.
Quiet! Good wife, tell me your side of the story.
Sir, that beast is good for nothing but drinking away my dowry with his cronies. If he puts his hand to a flail at all, it's only to beat me with it. We were thrown out of the farm near Ledechko that I got as a dowry, because this fool let it go to ruin and got us into debt too.
They threw us out because you wouldn't back me up to the bailiff.
Because I couldn't hold my head up if I lied to cover your useless arse.
That's got nothing to do with you poisoning me.
He boozes from morning till night and beats me. Says I don't take good enough care of him. And all he does is sit on his arse expecting me to run around cooking and cleaning for him. And now he wants to drive me out of the village, saying I tried to kill him. What would I do then?
Tell me about how you were poisoned, as you claim.
I came home, and there was a bowl of cabbage soup and a pitcher of wine on the table. So I had it and went to bed. I woke up in the early hours and had to run to the outhouse. Spewing from both ends I was. I was burning up so much you could light a torch off me. And this witch here laughing up her sleeve. She wouldn't even call the herb woman for me.
If I had to call the herb woman every time you get boozed up, she might as well move in with us.
When I was writhing in agony on the ground, I heard her say clear as day, "Ha! you got what was coming to you.
Is that true?
No, he's lying.
What do you think happened, good wife?
Nothing what hasn't been 100 times before. He was crooked as a bishop again, and I could already hear him in the courtyard, retching and spewing. I had his supper waiting on the table, because otherwise there'd be hell to pay. Only there's no pleasing the pig. Where's the meat? And what have you. And when I told him God's honest truth that there's no meat 'cause he drank all our money away, he laid into me like a madman.
One slap was all you got. What was less than you deserved for your evil tongue?
I ran off and hid in the barn till he'd calmed down. When I could hear him snoring like a pig, I came inside again. After a while he started throwing up and he was spewing till dawn. Who knows what he ate when he was boozed up? Or it was the booze itself done it.
And what about the herb woman?
I went for her in the end. 3 groschen I had to give her for some wormwood potion. I could have done that myself for nothing. And then he claimed I poisoned him.
It seems like just another domestic dispute, but on digging deeper, it's clear that the alcohol is the problem.
You, farmer, won't touch another drop of booze, or I'll leave you in the stocks to dry out. And if you raise your hand to your wife again, I'll take a bludgeon to you.
But a drink or two?
No buts. There'll be no half measures with you.
Thank you, Master Bailiff. Thank you 1,000-fold. You're a wise and just man.
Turns out that Sir Hans was right about how mundane these heroines are. But back to the real business. Henry's procured some necessities, and the people are much happier. But the town is bleeding money. There's a little cash in reserve, but it needs to turn a profit soon, or it'll be gone in a blink. Building other buildings requires tools, so a building that builds tools must be built. It'll cost about half his available cash, but the savings from not having to buy from other towns should put the town into profit by itself. A bittersweet sight to be sure. To see the forge, to hear the clanging hammer, to feel the heat of the burning charcoal.
I'm honored that you should come to me.
It brought back memories to Henry. Hopefully he'll be able to keep this smithy safe. And so it is that the town is now profitable. Not by much, but from now there should be no fear of going bankrupt and being stripped of his bailiffhood. But the townspeople are still not well fed. They have some grain, so they can make gruel and won't starve. It's true that the Bible says that man does not live on bread alone, but a man's gotta have bread first. So a baker it is then. The alternate choice would have been to butcher the cows for meat, but Henry wasn't sure that eating satanic meat was going to do the villagers much good.
Well, people have to eat, and bread is a must. So let's build a bakery.
The village is finally looking like a place where people can set down roots and call home. Yes, there's still much to do, but there's bread to eat, and the village is now profitable and hospitable. Maybe it was wishful thinking that nobody would come after Raspberry, but here she is.
I don't know you. What's the trouble?
I'm not from here, but you know my man Raspberry, they call him. He came here to work as a woodcutter.
You come to join him? Welcome.
On the contrary, sir. I came here to take him away.
Take him away? Why?
Sir, he went off and left me alone with the young one. And now work's mounting up at home. The roof needs fixing, the barn is falling apart. I begged him to come home, but he won't hear of it. Says the child isn't his.
Does he? And, is it?
Mother of God, sir. Of course it is. I'm a respectable woman.
So what's to stop you from staying here?
I would. Only my old mother is sick and she'd never survive the journey. She don't care much for Raspberry. But they'll soon get over it.
Are you married?
No, the scoundrel wouldn't marry me. But I'll soon see to that, if you'll only let him go.
I've decided. Raspberry stays. There's no proof it's his child.
What? Are you calling me a slut? How dare you? And you call yourself a fucking bailiff? By Christ, you're nothing but a...
Take her away.
It might sound harsh, but she couldn't even properly remember Raspberry's name. Interestingly, she may have been saying Riki, one of Raspberry's friends. Buildings can also be improved. One of the best improvements is a drying rack at the baker's. It's a small improvement, but it allows the drying of vegetables and fruits, but also meat. That means that Henry can now hunt knowing that he can preserve all the meat that he obtains. Dried meat is not as good as freshly roasted meat, but dried venison and boar is excellent for keeping Henry and the village well fed as they go about their business. Henry's also noticed that the village is only protected by lightly armed refugees, while the surrounding woods are crawling with rough bandits and humans. Expanding the blacksmiths to provide armor will be critical in keeping the place safe. That used up all the cash reserves, but it will only take a few weeks before the coffers are replenished. New Prybyslavitz is growing quite nicely indeed. On the way back to Rattay, Henry stops by Sasau in order to hire Zach as his armourer. He has questionable morals, but right now Henry needs the most capable armourer, not the most philosophical.
I'd like to make you an offer. Have you heard about Prybyslavitz?
Oh, aye. I heard something about that. What of it?
I'm bailiff there, and I'm rebuilding. We just finished building the armoursmith's workshop, and I need a skilled craftsman there.
Meaning me? You're a godsend. It's about time I handed over the trade to the youngster. Only I'm loath to put down the hammer as long as I've got the strength to wield it. The forge is my life. And this offer of yours, well, how could I say no? You'll take me then?
As long as you don't mind moving to Pribyslavitz, and you run the workshop well, the job is yours.
Don't you worry about that. I'll hand everything over to my lad and get ready to go.
There's a tourney on, and of course Henry defends his crown.
And he will face Henry of Skalitz from the company of Sir Rattay Tourney.
Get some Teufel!
Was there ever any doubts? And of course that calls for a celebration with Teresa.
Hail, Henry. I hear you've become a daring tourney fighter. You're full of surprises.
Henry, let's play a game.
What game?
A guessing game. I have something with me today, and you have to guess what it is.
All right. You'll have to give me a clue, though.
Fair enough. Here's a clue for you. It's something you'd find in a tavern.
Is it beer?
Oh, I made it too easy for you, didn't I?
So it is beer. Let's be having it then.
Wait, that's not all. Since you guessed right, as a reward, you can choose. Either I'll give you the beer, or I'll reveal one piece of family wisdom our grandfather used to tell us.
Tough choice. All right, I'll take the wisdom.
Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Really, really ready?
Don't leave me in suspense. Tell me.
Right. Listen carefully. This is the wisdom of our family, passed down from generation to generation. When someone offers you free beer, take it.
Well, that's it. All right, you got me. I admit it. Nice one.
At least next time you will be wiser.
We'll get it next time. But that will have to wait until we've dealt with the summons from Sir Hans. Seems that it's fallen in, let's call it love, with another girl in town. And of course, we have to play the matchmaker. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified when new videos come out. See you soon.